Hello, this is Laxman, and we're in the A-10C Warthog in DCS World. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the autopilot function on the aircraft, the three modes, and how to engage and disengage the system. So I'm going to put the game in active pause for a moment, and we're going to look at the controls. On our left console, below the throttles and just to the right, are our autopilot controls. We have a mode selector switch, and then we also have a button to engage and disengage the system. We're going to be looking at both of those today. Our first autopilot mode, which is the center position on the selector switch, is the altitude heading switch. And that's the one that makes the most sense. When we engage the system, we have it in the center position. You will hear a tone there, letting you know that the autopilot is engaged. Also on the HUD, it shows us which mode we're in, the altitude heading select. And that means that we're going to fly the same altitude and same heading as we were when we engaged the system, straight and level. We come back over here to the controls, we can push the button and disengage. And you heard it's just a small click, not the same tone as when we engage the system. We can also change the mode. If we go all the way forward, that puts us in the path mode, which is going to turn it on, help us maintain a climb. Path mode means we will stay the same heading, but our pitch will stay the same as it is when we engage it. We can use this to climb or descend and fly straight ahead. We see once again it's indicated. We have to keep an eye on our airspeed when we use this mode. If we drop too low, the autopilot will disengage. If we disengage it manually, you'll see we will stop climbing and level out. The third setting, with the indicator all the way in the aft position, is our altitude autopilot. So if we use this to go into an orbit, we roll the airplane, put it into an orbit, and engage the autopilot system, we will stay at the same altitude, but our roll will stay the same as when we engage it. We see it's indicated once again on the HUD. If we make any violent moves on our joystick,
warning, autopilot.
The autopilot will automatically disengage, and it will announce that. We also have to make sure that we're within specific limits in order to engage. So if we're in a climb here and we try to engage the altitude heading, it will not engage. If we bring it down to a relatively level flight, and now we try to engage it, we hear that tone, and we know that the autopilot is now engaged. It's shown on our HUD once again. So once again, to review, we have our mode selector switch. Three modes: path, altitude and heading, or altitude, and our engage and disengage button. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and we will see you next time.